Hello and welcome to the fourth session on sorting and searching. Today we're going to focus on writing some code. Now the code we've written so far has been code to sort a single string, right? In terms of sorting the elements of that one string. Today we're going to sort many strings and we're going to sort an array of structures as well. But first sort a list of strings in ascending order. To do that, let's go to code blocks and we'll start a new file. We start with hashtag include stdio.h and then hashtag include stdlib.h and then hashtag include string.h. The functions we need are sort string, that's what we're going to call it. You can call it whatever you like. And we need to pass in char str1, which is going to be a double dimensional array. Strings are going to be 10 characters long. We're going to put in 11 to include the null terminator, comma, int left and int right. And then void print char, and we'll pass in here char str1 and size. Now int main, and here we'll have int counter, comma, len. Char input strings, and we're going to have 5 of them, and of course 11 characters for each. For counter equal to 0, counter less than 5, counter plus plus. And we're going to ask the user for input, so printf, enter a string max 10 characters long, and then scanf %s, comma, ampersand input strings of counter. Okay, and then you can echo what the user has entered, so printf, you entered %s \n, comma, input strings of counter. Right? Now, once the input has been obtained from the user, what we need to do is we need to calculate len. Right? So len equal to size of input strings divided by size of input strings of 0. And you might say, but we already know it's 5. I'm just putting that in because you will use this frequently to find out the number of elements in an array. Okay? Then we call the function sort string and pass in the arguments input strings, comma 0, comma len -1. So 0 will be for left and len -1, remember, would be the index of the last element, and that would be for right. Then printf sorted, and then call printar with input strings and len. Okay, and then exit with exit success. That completes main. Now we can write sort string, so void sort string, put in the parameters there, char str1, comma, int left, comma, int right. Okay, and within this function, we first have some variables int I comma j, and then int, or rather char star middle. Remember, the middle, the variable that we've been using in the code so far, has been referring to one character. Here we are referring to a string of characters, and therefore we're using a pointer. Now, char temp of 11, right? This will help us to do the swap. Then I equal to left and j equal to right. Middle will be equal to str1 of left plus right divided by 2. Okay, and then we'll have a do while loop. So do, and within that do while loop we'll have a while strcmp of str1 of I comma middle is less than 0, right? And I is less than right. Then I plus plus. Similarly, while strcmp of str1 of j comma middle is greater than 0 and j is greater than left, in which case j minus minus. So j is moving backwards and I is moving forwards. Then if I less than equal to j, and you will realize we're using the same logic as we did for a single string, but all we need to do is use strcmp, and now we're going to use mem cpy and pass in the arguments. So temp is the destination, str1 of I is the source, comma number of characters strlen of str1 of I, and plus 1, and then again mem cpy and str1 of I is the destination, comma str1 of j, comma strlen of str1 of j, right, plus 1, and then mem cpy str1 of j is the destination now, temp is the source, and strlen of temp plus I plus plus and j minus minus, right? Now we need to end this do while, so the condition will be while I less than equal to j. So the do while will go on as long as this condition is true. Then out of the do while, if left is less than j, then recursively call sort string, passing in str1 comma left comma j. And if I is less than right, then recursively call sort string with str1 comma I comma right. And that completes the code for the sort string function. Now we'll write the code for printar. So void printar, and passing in the parameters char str1 comma, int size. And here what we'll do is we will just have int counter, and for counter equal to 0, counter less than size, counter plus plus, and all we need to do is printf %s \n comma str1 of counter, right? And here we can put in a return, and that's all. Right, so all the code is written now. We can go ahead and run this program and see the results. Let's run it. Okay, we don't have a type here. We've got to put an int there. Going to put in country names. And you can see they are nicely sorted. Right, so you can try this out with other input, movie names or whatever you want. Right, now moving on. Next program, you're given a list of addresses. Write code to sort the addresses according to zip code. Okay, so for this we need to use structures. Let's go back to code blocks and we start a new file. And we start with hashtag include stdio.h, hashtag include stdlib.h, and hashtag include string.h. Struct address, and we will have char name of 40 bytes or 40 characters, then char street of 20 characters, char city of 20 again, char state of 3, and char zip of 10. And we'll call that address, and there will be 5 of these. Then we will have functions, so void print add to print the sorted results. We'll pass in struct address a comma in size, and we'll have another function to sort the structures, so void sort struct, and we pass in struct address a comma int left comma int right, int main, and here we'll have some variables, int counter and size r. For counter equal to 0, counter less than 5, counter plus plus. Right, and within this loop we'll have our printf statement. Remember, we're going to get the details from the user, so printf and then scanf %s comma addr of counter dot name, flush stdin, size r equal to size of addr divided by size of ADDR of 0. Okay, and then we can call the function sort struct, and we can send in the arguments ADDR comma 0 comma size r minus 1. That would be the index of the last element or the last structure member, right? Now we can print the results, so called printer, sending in ADDR comma size r, and then exit with exit success. That completes our main function. We can now write the next function, which is sort struct, sending in struct address star a comma int left comma int right, and within this we'll have int I comma j and char star middle, very similar to what we did with string, struct address, and we'll have temp there to help us with the swap, and then middle equal to a of, again left plus right divided by 2. But we need just the zip, remember, because we are sorting on the basis of zip, so dot zip there. And then I equal to left and j equal to right. Now we have a do while loop, so do, and here we say while strcmp of a of I dot zip comma middle is less than 0. Remember, strcmp returns a value less than 0 if zip is less than middle, right? That is this particular value, and I is less than right. Then we will move forward. So I plus plus. And similarly for j, moving backwards, strcmp of a of j dot zip comma middle is greater than 0, right? And j is greater than left. Then j minus minus. Now we say if I less than equal to j, then we swap. So temp equal to a of I, then a of I equal to a of j, and a of j equal to temp. Right, then I plus plus and j minus minus. Now out of this if block, remember we got to end our do while loop as well. So the condition for that would be while I less than or equal to j. Now we check if left less than j, then we call this function recursively. So sort string, or rather struct, passing in a comma left comma j, and if I less than right, then we call sort struct recursively, that is using a comma I comma right. Okay, I hope you're with me. And this actually will end the code for our sort function. Now we need to write our print function. So void printar, and the parameters are struct address star a comma int size, right? And within this function, all we'll do is we say int counter, and then for counter equal to 0, counter less than size, counter plus plus, and then we will print the results. So printf, the sorted results, that is name, and remember we are sorting on the basis of zip, comma a of counter dot name, then printf, and the same for city, state, and zip, and that completes the printar function. And you can just have a return statement here, and that's all. So now let's run this and see the results. So let's enter some data here. And now this should be sorted according to zip. So this was the last entry we made. And then you can see all this data is sorted according to the zip. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 entries, all sorted according to zip. Right, so that's all. And this ends our session for today. In the next session, we will talk about searching. Till then, take care, stay safe. Bye.